Is up, guys? Kempo back. I just did a quick review video, but I thought I might get a few videos out today while I'm at it. Because over the weekend I watched many fights. It was a full weekend of fights for me. Saturday was boxing. I got to watch my mates do their first amateur fights. It was incredible. One of them didn't get to fight because his opponent didn't weigh in. The other one unfortunately lost because his fighting style and amateur rules can be quite strict, and that didn't work in his favour. And the third one, Jaden was amazing. He absolutely smashed it. That was incredible, and he won. He won every round, which was incredible, and even got a couple of standing counts, which was awesome. But the main thing I wanted to talk about before I watched those fights was the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. Everyone's talking about it. Everybody's talking about this, and I think my predictions were off, I must admit. But I'm not mad about it. Everyone was mad about it was so underwhelming, the main event, this and that. And apparently a lot of people's Netflix streams weren't doing too well. Mine bugged out a little bit, but as the fight started, it actually worked pretty well towards the whole thing, and I thought the quality was quite good. But reportedly around the world, there was very bugging out and a lot of issues with the network. But to be fair, it's Netflix's first stream, and it was like 50 to 60 million people watching it. So you got to give them some credit there. But the performance of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, people were very underwhelmed. And to that I say, what did you expect? To be honest, I said it before, and I've been telling people for ages, dude, everyone just says, it's Mike Tyson. And it's usually it's usually the people that don't watch a lot of boxing, or the old experts that just want Mike to win or just want Jake to lose. But in reality, man, what did you expect? Mike Tyson isn't a superhero. He's a 58-year-old man. Yes, he's incredible and he's a different type of human. But at the end of the day, he's a human. And to go out there and go, was it 8 rounds? Went 8 rounds with sorry, still sick. Went 8 rounds with Jake Paul. Regardless what people were thinking, there's theories that he held back and he wasn't trying to hurt him. Regardless what you're saying, doing 8 rounds with a young man, even just sparring, is incredible. So, and the fact he just came out and said 6 months ago the reason why it was delayed because he nearly died, it's just, you got to give the man his props. No matter what he did when he was younger and all this stuff, and who he was back then, who he is now, is really, it's quite incredible what he did, and it's really good that he didn't get hurt. And look, he made a lot of money at the end of the day, and so did Jake. They made a lot of money. It is what it is. People that feel like they got conned and want, bro, you had no Netflix. It was free. The whole, if you really were that mad, you should have watched the whole card. The rest of the card was incredible. Boxing is now becoming, back before, it was just the main event was the main thing. But nowadays, and with this card, the rest of the card was amazing. Not just the main event. And I said to everybody, don't even bother with the main event if you don't want to. Watch the rest of the card, especially the co-main. Menace Serrano versus Katie Taylor 2. That was the fight to watch. I said it to everybody. That's the one to watch. That one will be incredible. And it was. So, but I'll come back to that. But in the main event, you had Mike Tyson get a little bit of a spur round 1, round 2. And he did land a couple of punches. But at the end of the day, he was just, you could tell his legs weren't working, or he held back. Jake did throw some haymakers in the first half of the fight. But my theory is, first 4 rounds, for 4 to 5 rounds, he was throwing haymakers. And I felt like he did have a little bit of leniency, so I didn't like that punch he landed, and maybe he had the back of his head, he didn't want to hurt him. I don't know. But my theory is, first half he was actually trying to hurt him, but also trying not to hurt him too much. It was a bit weird, but I don't think there was a pre-agreement or anything like that. And I feel like the last 3 rounds, he's kind of coasted to get the win. I predicted a round 2 knockout, but that's purely because I didn't think he was going to actually respect him as much as he did with the other retiree fighters he's been fighting. And people are saying he shouldn't afford him, this and that. I agree. As a fan, you shouldn't afford him. Mike Tyson has no business being there, but at the end of the day, he's a grown man. He makes his own decisions. I'm just glad he didn't get hurt. So, do I want to see Mike back in there? No. He's like, just no. But if he wants to go back in there, and people are willing to take him, and he's in the grounds where he's not going to get hurt and he's going to be okay, then fine, go ahead. What does this do for Jake's career? Not a lot, to be honest. I feel like no one liked him more. I feel like, if anything, he got more hate for it. At the end of the day, it doesn't help him with his career, it just helps him with his bank account. Cool, that's what you want, man. But you can never tell what he wants, really, because with the Paul brothers, they'll say one thing and do another. So, at the end of the day, they're just going to keep doing their thing. And no matter what, people are going to watch this next thing. So, that's it from that point of view. But I actually did win money in the Amanda Serrano-Katie Taylor fight too. I put a BYO bet on. Still won a bit of money from that, which was good. I did bet on... I did think Amanda Serrano was going to win. And look, at the end of the day, it was an incredible fight. I have to say, one thing I have to say about that one is the commentators did my head in. And they did have the actress, Rosie, whatever her name is, the Puerto Rican. But it was her, it was the legend, I can't remember his name, Mark something. They were just biased from the start. During the ring walks, they were just nothing but bigging up Amanda Serrano. And I get it's Jake Paul's event, and I get they're biased with her, but it just the entire time it was just so like unfair. Like, oh, Katie doesn't look herself, this and that. I remember them saying that once. Katie doesn't look herself. Like, mate, that's how she fights every time. She is quick and she's fast. She's in and out. I actually was scoring the fight myself, and I actually had Katie winning by 2 rounds. It was a close fight, and with the point deduction, maybe just 1 round. I even put a $5 on a draw. Like, I wouldn't have been mad for a draw. But to say Amanda Serrano was robbed was absolutely wrong, and those commentators were just absolute. Roy Jones was probably the only one keeping them in check, and that's why I love Roy Jones Jr. He's real. But the other two, I get it. You're trying to, especially with the actress, you're trying to get that celebrity person in there, but I'm sick of having the celebrity ones in there that feel like she does feel like a fan, but like she's been in one of those ones before, and it's the same thing. Just with that bias view, if you're gonna be that biased, at least be open about it. Like, because every time I'm hearing the whole time, Amanda's landing the better punches. Like, there was a whole section where Amanda didn't land anything, and Katie Taylor landed 6 punches, and then they were saying Amanda was winning that area, and I was like, are you kidding me? What are you watching? What is happening here? And look, like I said, that's to promote this and that. But the problem I find with that is when I'm talking to people afterwards, and they're all convinced, oh, Amanda was robbed. And I'm like, I feel like the only reason you're thinking that is because the commentators are telling you she's winning each round. But if you're actually watching it and you actually understand what's going on, you can see it's a lot closer than you actually think. It's not. It was infuriating, and even the ref was getting on my nerves. Like, the way he was saying, like, oh, Katie, he did say, Katie, you're better than this. Like, stop holding, you're better than this. I'm like, dude, I get taking a point eventually, and the timing of when he took the point was very harsh, because he only did it once or twice and he called it straight away. And I get the cut was there, but still, you need to be, I don't know, like, it was just harsh. I feel like everything was stacked against Katie in that, but I feel like the judges got it right. They actually had it pretty similar the way I scored it. So, I honestly agree with my guys I listen to on Live Fight Disciples. If I could turn the commentators off with these boxing events, I will. Because these guys are biased as hell. So I'm standing up because I'm getting heated about this. And it's very annoying because I'm talking to so many people afterwards. And you can just tell they were influenced by these commentators. Like, you're not making an actual point of view. And the problem of boxing, there's not a unified scoring criterion that you make up your own mind. But it's really these commentators, who I feel like were just biased as hell. They just threw it out there. Hey, look, Katie Taylor is sucks, and Amanda Serrano is amazing. That's pretty much what it's saying. And then I get the aftermath. Amanda Serrano's like she was trying to be. I get her. She's heated, and she lost, and she didn't feel like she lost, and she felt like the cut really affected her. And I get, and she was actually still pretty respectful. No matter what she said, she was still respectful. She apologized next day. But her coach, excuse my language, was a fucking dickhead. Like, dude, I get it. You feel like she lost, but you're the coach, man. You're the one representing the team. You need to be way more in check. Seriously, Katie Taylor's been nothing but respectful to your team the whole time, and and she did get deducted the points. So you can't be mad at that point saying, "Oh, she's a dirty fire." This and that. She got deducted the point, bro. Seriously. And look, I get. Oh, we're a bit mad, bloody hell. But be respectful, dude. Like talking about bringing her into PFL and doing this account. I was just like, dude, you need to stop talking. Like you're making your team look like the biggest sore losers, and you're just not. You're just looking very unprofessional. But it's yeah. Besides that, you can't take away the fight was incredible. The fight was amazing. I think both women actually won in my opinion. So I would have preferred if it was a draw, but look, at the end of the day, I did have Katie winning on my scorecards. So I felt like the right person won. But it's just, man, they need to get these, like even the DAZN commentators are better when it comes to the boxing, but just far out. When there's a favourites in the boxing, I just, and especially with these promotions and stuff, they feel like they're just so biased towards the favourite. And Amanda Serrano was the favourite. And it's just, they just absolutely talk about her so much. And everything that does, it's like the rain shines out her, the sunshine shines out her ass and everything. So I'm just like, man, these guys need to get a grip. Get commentators who aren't going to be biased because it's unfair. All right, that's my rant done. It was a great card in the end, besides the main event, but I wasn't mad because that's exactly what I expected. So, where do we go through? I actually would love to see if they could fight again, but I don't think Katie wants to, but you never know. Throw the money bags at her. She might do it again for the co-main again. Highest viewed women's sporting event of all time in the US, so that's incredible in its own. So you're going to take the positives out of it, but definitely learn from the negatives. Like, far out, get rid of these bloody shitty commentators. Get more like Roy Jones, actual boxing experts that know what they're talking about, and they're not biased. All right, that's all from me. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. I did enjoy it, but those were a few little things I had to take away from it. And yeah, no worries, guys. That's my piece of it. I'll catch you next one.